Mr. President, were you aware that Secretary of Commerce visited Epstein's island, and do you continue to have...
No, I wasn't aware of it, no. I didn't. I actually haven't spoken to him about it. I wasn't, but from what I hear, he was there with his wife and children. Number one trending.
Jeffrey Epstein was your neighbor?
Pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But
he was your neighbor for 10 years. How well did you know him?
Respond to the Epstein situation?
Is he working on what?
Is he hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could ask you that question.
We are in number 11, and he lives in number 9.
His wife was very angry at him.
He invites us in, we have coffee. So I ask very insightful, cutting questions. I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house?
Should hold that against.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me, and I look at her, and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go.
you sure about that?
And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again.
You sure about that?
Secretary Lutnick,
Why so serious?
I think you understand the root of concern here. It's the way you described very emphatically your first encounter with him in his apartment, said you were disgusted, would never have any contact with him again. Did you, in fact, make the visit to Jeffrey Epstein's private island?
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation. My wife was with me, as were my 4 children.
What?
And nannies. I had another couple they were there as well with their children, and we had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together. We were on family vacation. We were not apart. To suggest there was anything untoward about that in 2012, I don't recall why we did it. Really? But
Mr. Secretary, again, as I said, there's not an indication that you yourself engaged in any wrongdoing with Jeffrey Epstein. It's the fact that you believe that you misled the country and the Congress based on your earlier statements, suggesting that you cut off all contact when in fact you had not. And you realize that, this visit took place after he'd been convicted, right? I mean, you made a very big point of saying that you sensed that this was a bad person in 2005. And then, of course, in 2008, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution of a minor. And yet you went and had this trip and other interactions.
So, to the President's point, we have a lot of tools out there. We have Section 122, which will be implemented today. It will be signed today and implemented very shortly. We have Section 301 investigations, which are incredibly legally durable, where we can address...
Why so serious?